I just realized there's a setting in the previous video that I should have enabled. And it's not that the way I did it before wouldn't work, but just based on how you guys have got your files set up already from your previous assignments, there will be a slight disconnect in Nuke based on something that I think I forgot to set up in my file, and that would be the merge AOVs option. If you check merge AOVs, which most of you will already have that checked because I've gone through that in previous tutorials, then the output location of the ZDepth channel in the file will be slightly different. If you don't check merge AOVs, your ZDepth will show up in the red, green, and blue channels of your rendered file. However, if you do check merge AOVs, it will in Nuke it will show up in the ZDepth channel. It'll actually have a channel in there specifically for the ZDepth. And since you guys already have merge AOVs turned on, that's probably where yours is going to be. So I'm going to make mine the same because it should be already, but in this case I did forget to switch that on. So under the AOVs tab, there's two places you can get to merge AOVs. I'm going to show you this way first as a refresher. If you just go, it doesn't matter if you choose Z or not. Obviously that's what I'm working with right now, so that's what I will, but they all have the same settings, so any of the AOVs will get you there. So if you go to the AOVs tab in the render settings, scroll, move down to where the AOVs are listed, click on this drop down, which will expose the AOV selection options and settings and things like that. If you choose the select driver option, it'll select the settings for the AOV driver, and the driver is what essentially determines the file that's being output. It's the Arnold driver is essentially your file output settings. Really, it's just a fancy name for file output settings. So you can see this is where it determines if it's an EXR, what compression it uses, and all these other settings that you may want to change depending on what you're doing. In this case, I just want to make sure that on the AOV driver for the ZDepth, I turn on merge AOVs. The other place you can do this is, and where again most of you guys are going to do it probably because it's a little bit more direct, is under the common tab. In the current version of Maya, again I've got a slightly older version and it this hasn't been added yet, but in the current version, so the version that you guys are working with, right at the bottom of this list you will see now merge AOVs. So what they've done, you can see in the driver, this and this are the same thing. So in the current version of Arnold, they've actually moved the merge AOVs option up to the bottom of this list, so it shows up here as well. So you don't actually have to go through the drivers to get there anymore. So it's a little bit simpler, but it is important for me to turn this on because it's going to give me a slightly different file output. I'll show you both in Nuke because I've got them both saved, and they work exactly the same way function-wise. However, the location of the data will be slightly different, but we'll look at that in the next video.